Here comes Jesus. This is a 12-week journey through the Gospel of Mark. My name is Christopher Harrison, and I'll be guiding you through with a couple of videos, a story for each of the sessions. May God bless you in them. A story. There were two brothers. The older brother was a very responsible brother, was a Christ follower and a disciple of Jesus, and candidated for the ministry and began to be an amazing minister of the gospel, a wonderful person whom everybody loved, deeply humble and incredibly insightful. The younger brother was a bit of a rebel, chose to go against the tide and chose a road for his life that was self-destructive. And so the moment arrives. There's a bang at the door. Outside the door stands the younger brother, all covered in blood. The door opens, and inside is the older brother, who ushers the younger brother inside and says, "Sit down, tell me what happened." "Well, someone with whom I've had a feud for many years picked on me in the pub, and we both had far too much to drink, and we ended up having a brawl, and I punched him and punched him and punched him to death. And here I am now, covered in his blood, and I'm in trouble." And so the older brother said to the younger one, "Okay, well, take your clothes off and go and have a shower. Put on the clothes that I'll put out for you, and don't come out. I'll put supplies there for you so that you'll be looked after, and don't leave the house." So the younger brother went off and did that. The older brother took off his clothes and put on the younger brother's clothes, which were covered in blood. A little while later, there was a pounding at the door, and the police were outside. And without too many questions, they grabbed the older brother, and arrested him for the murder of a person in the pub that night. And so the trial then unfolded. And in that particular context, the death penalty existed. And so he was sentenced to death for the malicious murder of this man in the pub. And he was executed for the crime that he obviously had not committed. The younger brother then ventured out of the house, not having seen his older brother for many a day. He then got hold of a newspaper and saw that the execution of his brother had taken place for a crime that the older brother had not committed, but that he had committed. And he was distraught. And he rushed off to the courthouse and got hold of the magistrate and said, "How could you have done that? You have executed someone who was innocent of that crime. That's my older brother. I'm the one who committed the crime." And so the judge said, "Well, no two people can die for the same crime. You are free to go." And so the younger brother returns home and reflects on his life, takes off his clothes and puts on his brother's clothes, the clothes of a clergyman, and begins to embrace what it means to follow in the footsteps of his brother, who was following in the footsteps of Jesus. And so the younger brother began to live a life that was God-fearing, God-loving, and God-serving. That's a story. It's just a story. But maybe it's a story that helps us to understand something of the love and passion of Jesus. Read the story very carefully about Jesus and think deeply about these things.